Say hey, Yellow Jacket fans. Welcome to In the Press Box with Calhoun's head football coach, Coach Clay Stevenson. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. Appreciate it. Before we get started, thank you again for the plaque that you gave me through the Calhoun Touchdown Club. And it was a very humbling experience, and we really, really appreciate it. I've heard from a couple of relatives that I hadn't heard from in 30-plus years.
Wow. Yeah.
The one relative, he's my second cousin, sent me a video of my mom, my brother, and me at one of our aunt's house. I think it was Aunt Yvette, walking by the Christmas tree. About 5-6 seconds long. It's the first live action I've seen of my brother, who passed away in 1975. It was just I opened that up and I cried.
Yeah. Well.
But and it was all because of your inspiration. So thank you very much.
Well, glad we got to do it.
It was a lot of fun. Totally surprised. It was great. All right. Hey, great game against Woodland last week. We're going to go over the stats here in a little bit and get to the players of the game. But yeah, very good victory. I think you mentioned a couple times in your TV show, the guys did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, they did. You know, it was a tough week being senior week and fall break. It just changes the schedule up a little bit. So you never know how kids will respond with different things going on. But I feel like we came out and took care of business on all three phases of the game. You know, we had to make sure we went out and focused on ourselves and not necessarily who we were playing or where we were playing. So I feel like for the first 3 quarters anyway, when we had all of our starters out there, they all played really well.
You got a lot of youngins into the game early.
Yeah, we did. It was a good week to kind of mix it up and roll some guys in there throughout the week or throughout the game. You know, I think we had 8 different guys catch a football, had a lot of guys make tackles. So a lot of guys got some good experience and good work there for the last home game.
Yeah, it really was. The Georgia High School Football Daily website that I go to picks the 5 best players in the state, the entire state, which is a monumental task for them to do. And then they do the best of the rest. Alec Upshaw, number 58, or sophomore, 9 solos, 5 tackles for a loss, and 1 sack. He had a great game.
He did. He played really well. He's coming into his own. Yes. He had to fill in for Brooks when Brooks went out, and he jumped right in there. And by game, this is game 9 already. He's got a lot of football under his belt, so he's going to keep getting better and better. Very proud of him.
Yes, the 48-13 victory was outstanding. There's lots of guys that could have been mentioned. We start with our quarterback, Trey Townsend, 13 of 22, 201 yards passing, 4 TDs.
Yeah, he played really well. A couple of those were throwaways, and but he hit. I think we had a couple of drops, but he hit a lot of great passes, made a really good decisions. So he's playing really good football.
Every time I marked number 21, Caden Williams, our running back, on my play sheet, it seemed like he was picking up 10 yards, and lo and behold, he only had 11 carries, but he had 140 yards. That's 12.7 yards per carry and 2 TDs.
Yeah, he did. He's running the ball very hard, got really good vision right now, and setting up his blocks really well. And the line and the tight ends and W guys, they're making holes for him. Spread
the ball around really well in the passing phase of the offense. Imari Winston had another good game. 4 receptions, 125 yards, 2 TDs, and that one reception that he got where he was knocking would-be tacklers off of him like he was shedding. I don't know what it was. It was just almost comical.
It was. He gets out there in the secondary, and all those guys are making business decisions back there, and not. And he does a good job of setting his runs up and being able to use that stiff arm and then run over if he needs to. So he did a really good job.
I wish I had. When I was playing, I wish I'd had his vision.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing. Hall's Hogs continue to do the job.
Yeah, they played really well. That's several weeks in a row that they just keep improving, and looking forward to them making strides this week as well.
Exactly. The black shirt defense was outstanding. We put them in a hole the first play of the game, but after that they only gave up another 7 points, so kudos to them.
Yeah, they did. They played well. We had a couple of big plays, but we held them to field goals a couple of times. I got down there in the red zone, and like I said, other than 3 or 4 plays, that we played really well.
Yeah, I misspoke. They gave up just 2 field goals after that touchdown. That one defensive stand they had down deep in our territory where they kept pushing them back, and then finally Woodland had to settle for a field goal. That was a really good defensive stand.
Yeah, it was. I guess they cut it to a 2-possession game there right after half. So it took all 3 phases to go ahead and pull away and beat up sub out some at the end.
Would this be a good time to go over players of the game?
Yeah, defensive player of the week was Alec Upshaw.
Yeah.
Like you said, already went over his stats. He played really well. Offensive player of the week was the first week we've given it to a lineman, Thomas Wells, graded out 92 or 93.
That is outstanding.
Playing really good as a center, especially. The Hog of the week was Grant Prine. He graded out in the 90s as well. So both of them played really good. Special teams player of the week was Stowe Morgan. I think he had 3 tackles on kickoff, so he did a very solid job on that team. Hartsby, we gave it to 2. Gave it to Brooks Brandon and Sergio Sanchez. Brooks went in. That was probably the most plays he played all year. I think he played 12 plays. And then Sergio coming back from Cedartown game was the last time that he was dressed out. So he came in. I think he made 3 extra points for us. And extra mile was Carlos Lopez for his tackle on the sideline. lost his helmet in the process, but got over there and made a really good play. And our practice players of the week were Trip Steele, Adrian Mashburn, Junior McConnell, and Rex Richardson.
Good. Carlito, he laid the wood to that kid on the sidelines.
He did. I don't know if he'll go the extra mile again, but he did it. He did it that one day.
He did it. I forgot to mention the kicking game because it was outstanding again. Carlos had a touchback, and then, like you said, Sergio came on. Both of them were perfect. You were 5 for 5 or 7 for 7, whatever, however many touchdowns you scored. Speaking of which, you had 8 possessions in that game, and you scored 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, the drive we want to have back was the one right before half. We're trying to make a little 1-minute drive and had 3 incompletions in a row. But other than that, you played really well.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the head coach if you couldn't bring up something right that we need to improve upon.
That's right.
Yeah, so outstanding victory. We got dinged up a little bit, but we've had a week to recover. So we got a big game coming up. We're going up to Dalton, and I guess there's no need for a pep talk for the fans or the players.
Yeah, there's no extra motivation needed. I've told the kids all week that it's already a big game. Anytime we go up there, they come down here. It's a big game, not just for them, but for our community. It's for the longest time, Calhoun never beat them until 2007, and then it's we've gotten the best of them for the most part. But I think they're a really good football team right now, and they're playing great football. So the focus has been just go out and do your job each play, because it's going to be a lot of hoopla, a lot of stuff going on in a hostile environment on the road. So the focus is just making sure you go out and execute and drown out all the noise and put all that stuff behind us, because it will be it's going to be a fun game, a very fun game. But at the end of the day, when kickoff starts at 7:30, that's really all that matters.
Exactly. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain overnight on Thursday night and into Friday morning. They have a grass field. It's a close, low-cut grass field. It's always in great shape. I think by the time we get to the game, we're going to have a pretty normal situation, normal playing conditions as far as the field's concerned. It's going to be a whale of a game. This has always been a huge matchup. Like you mentioned, for so long we felt like the little brother. Lately we've been like the big brother. But this is an entirely different year, different season, different game. This team comes in with the fifth best scoring offense in 5A at 38 points a game. We're right on their tail at 35 and a half points a game, and we give up 19 points a game. Both teams, you can look back at previous teams. We played some. Both of us have played Cedartown, so there's a little bit of give and take there on see how they handle things, and we're used to what they've been doing. I don't think they've changed a whole lot. They've been running the ball a lot, and they've got a running back, this Hernandez young man, Adriel Hernandez, over 200 yards rushing last week. This is going to be a nice test for us.
Yeah, it is. We played Sonoraville and Cedartown, two mutual opponents, but Coach Carpenter's doing a really good job over there. They're very well coached. That's been that way for years, and
Yeah, for decades.
And now they've got a lot of experience because they got a lot of guys that came back from last year. And then you look at their schedule, both losses were in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So they were up on Cedartown. Or Cedartown was kind of a back and forth game, and Cedartown ended up winning there at the end, and they were beating Hiram by a score or so until late in the third quarter. And then Hiram pulled away, and I think won by 10. So they're a drive or two away from being undefeated. Playing really good offensive football. Their quarterback does a good job of getting their playmakers the ball. They've got a lot of speed. You mentioned Hernandez as the running back. He does a good job of making you miss, and then he can take it to the house. I think he's probably the quickest and the fastest running back we've faced this year.
Really?
He's got the breakaway speed. I think is what separates him from others. So in the offensive line, they got some really good guys up there. They got two guys that are state championship caliber wrestlers. I think one of them was a state runner-up. Maybe won it one of his years. So they're very physical and tough up front. So they do a good job of getting the running back the ball and the offensive line making holes. So when they don't do that, the quarterback can throw it and they got receivers that can take it to the house. So offensively, they've played some pretty good teams and they're still averaging that many points. So it shows you all you need to know right there. Defensively, we got to make sure that we make them earn it and don't give up the big play, because that's kind of what they've thrived on this year. And so if we can make them drive it and make them earn it, and maybe force a couple of field goals and get down there, will be huge for the defense anyway.
Who is their quarterback? Do you remember the number of the kid?
Yeah, 15.
15.
Okay. He was the quarterback last year, the young one. Remember they had two. They had a senior and a young one.
Yes,
they
I
played
remember
both
that.
last year, and he's the quarterback this year and doing a really good job of spreading the ball out.
They have a veteran line. Whenever you read anything about Dalton, folks, they talk about their offensive line. A couple of articles I read, they brought their entire offensive line back this year. I don't know whether that's true or not, but they are a veteran bunch no matter how many of them started last year. They gave the ball to the running back 29 times last week.
Yeah, they do whatever works, and that was what was working against Cass. So they kept pounding in there.
Yeah, that's 29 carries is a lot of carries. The thing that we're going to have to do is just like you said, make him go a distance. And fortunately, our kicking game is at the point now where sometimes we're getting that ball down deep in the field, and the opposing team's only getting out to the 20 or 25-yard line. It's going to be nice to maybe give them a long field and see if they can sustain drives.
Yeah, regardless of 80 or 65, that's going to be the goal. Regardless of how long they go, just make them earn everything they've got. But field position will be big with the kicking and punting game.
Defensively, are they going to line up in a 3-4?
Yeah, they've switched a little bit this year. They played some last year. They're more of a four-man front. I think they got better defensive linemen this year than they did last year. So they're going to a four-man front. They do a lot of stuff defensively, and they do a lot of stuff up front and with their secondary. The secondary is a lot of those receivers flip over there and play DB as well. So they're kind of like us. They got a lot of guys that play both ways. So that could be a factor, late for either team, because we both, use our players on both sides of the ball. So, but defensively, they cause a lot of issues just because they do a lot of stuff. Last year they threw pretty much everything they had against us. I think, we ended up running it 56 times last year out of 60 plays, which is still can't believe that was a Calhoun called game, but. So we kind of
that's what worked.
That's right. So we kind of have to see what they do this year to adjust and I think going to the four-man front will help them a little bit, or it has helped them this year because they got four guys up there that can get to the quarterback and then play the run really well.
Are this offensive line, defensive line, are they primarily seniors?
Yeah, well, a couple of them started last year as sophomores, so they're juniors. Okay. But I think they had 9 returning players on the defensive side. They moved a couple of guys around in the backfield or in the secondary, but a lot of those guys played last year, so they're 2 years under their belt.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that their defense is very veteran. Also, they bring back a lot of players that started last year.
Yeah, no, that's there's a reason why they're playing really good football. They've got a lot of experience and a lot lot of talent that it's kind of they don't have much depth. I don't feel like, but the ones that they roll out there are pretty doggone good.
Yeah, so these two teams actually mirror each other quite a bit, particularly when it comes to that experience factor, don't they?
Yes, I think so. And I think, like I said, we both have a lot of returning starters and both got a lot going both ways.
So as we get ready for this game, practices, have you been doing a couple early mornings practice? Because it's been cool a couple mornings.
Yeah, Wednesday morning was very cold. We went Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning, went Monday afternoon. That's kind of been the schedule that the kids like, and they're used to it. So we had really good practice. Monday was a little bit tough, but just Mondays are always tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of install and a lot of things going on. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were really good practices.
Good. Yeah, you missed the nice afternoons on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yes, no, it was very nice.
Yeah, they were really, really nice. So maybe you got to spend some time out in the yard throwing.
Oh yeah,
with the boys.
threw a lot of football, a lot of baseball this week.
There you go. It was a nice one. Yeah, this is a big game. A lot on the line. A lot of seeding going on, in hopes that maybe somebody can finally trip Cartersville up at the end of a game. They've been very good at pulling games out lately, but there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, there is.
These last 2 weeks
for Dalton, if they if they win their last two, I think they're region champion. And,
right.
And we've got to win this one to keep a home playoff berth alive, and that's what we got to win 1 out of 2 to guarantee a spot in the playoff. So that's a huge thing for us. But we're looking to get that, and also to host a game. So a lot on the line on both sides. But like we've said all week, once kickoff happens, all that stuff is for the fans and everything else. And we have to make sure we focus on doing our job every play.
Yeah, and that's the big key. The guys got some pep in their step this week. They're ready to go. Like you said, no pep talks necessary. This is Dalton.
Yeah, it is. It's a big game, and getting to play them late in the year is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So this is the second year in a row we've played them game 9. Last year was at home, so it's the first time that since I've been here that I remember going and playing a late season game where it's going to be dark early. So it should be a great atmosphere. We're looking forward to it a lot, and just showing up and playing football.
Yeah, when this rivalry renewed, and I think you were here when this all started taking place, is a couple scrimmages, and then we always played them the first, or it seemed like the second game of the season we always played.
Yeah, we scrimmaged at first, like you said, and then we started playing them again, and hadn't missed too many years since.
No.
We missed a couple here and there, but with different region cycles. But it's always a fun game, and there's a lot of history to Calhoun and Dalton.
Yes.
that we really hammered down to them last year. So a lot of these guys understand what it means, not just to the football team right now, but what it means to the community.
Yeah, these are two communities that like to get after it, and there's some bragging rights that go on for 364 days after this game. So it's going to be interesting. Listen, I'm going to let you get back to your duties. Any final comments?
No, I'm looking forward to having a big crowd go up there.
We'll have a big crowd
tomorrow evening, and the rain will be gone. So just going to be a great night for high school football, and hopefully go out and give you something to watch.
It will be a truly special Friday Night Lights. So good luck and good health to the Yellow Jackets, Coach.
I appreciate it.
You've been listening to In the Press Box with Calhoun's head football coach, Clay Stevenson.